Rich kid bragged about getting my scholarship revoked, but accidentally confessed to academic fraud. Preston stood at the front of our economics class, giving his valedictorian speech while boasting about how he'd eliminated the competition to secure his position. Some people, he said, looking directly at me, don't belong in elite institutions, and I made sure they learned that lesson. The dean shifted uncomfortably as Preston continued, not realizing his wireless mic was still recording everything for the graduation archive. Preston and I had been competing for valedictorian all through university. I was there on a full scholarship, working 2 jobs. He was a legacy admission, 3rd generation, with a building named after his grandfather. When I pulled ahead junior year, Preston got creative. Suddenly, my scholarship was under review for discrepancies in my original application. The financial aid office claimed I'd lied about my family's income 3 years prior. I hadn't lied, but proving it cost me everything. Legal fees, documentation from my deceased mother's employer, tax records from businesses that had closed. I kept my scholarship, but lost my savings and had to drop several classes to work more hours. Preston won valedictorian by 0.02 GPA points. Now, at the senior award ceremony, he couldn't resist gloating during what he thought was just a practice run for graduation. My father always said, winning isn't about being the best, it's about making sure nobody else can be. And when certain scholar students get too ambitious, well, a few phone calls to the right departments can fix that. The dean stood up. Mr. Whitmore, what phone calls? Preston laughed, not seeing the trap he'd walked into. Just having our family lawyer inquire about application irregularities. Amazing what you can find when you have resources to investigate thoroughly. You investigated another student's financial aid? Not investigated. We hired someone to review all scholarship recipients for fraud, found 3 cases of minor discrepancies we reported. The room went silent. Preston had just admitted to accessing confidential financial records of students. Who is we? The dean asked. My father and I. He's on the board, so getting the information was simple. The economics professor pulled out his phone, recording now. Are you saying board member Whitmore accessed private student financial data? Preston finally sensed danger. It was for the school's benefit. Which 3 students? The dean pressed. Preston, still thinking he was untouchable, named them. Me, Destiny from Haiti, and Jerome from foster care. The only 3 who'd been competing with him for top honors. All scholarship students, someone noted loudly. That's when I stood up. Actually, Preston's right. I did lie on my application. Everyone turned to stare. I reported my mother's income as 0 because she died 2 months before I applied. Technically, I should have reported her earnings from that tax year. Preston's investigation found that technicality. The dean's face went dark. You targeted a student who just lost their parents? The investigation was swift. Preston's confession was recorded. His father's illegal access to records was documented. They'd violated federal privacy laws, state education codes, and university ethics policies. Within a week, Preston was expelled 2 weeks before graduation. His father was removed from the board and charged with unauthorized access to protected records. The 3 students he targeted were offered settlements. I used mine to pay for law school. Preston tried to spin it as a misunderstanding, but the recording was clear. The story went viral. Rich student expels himself while bragging about sabotaging scholarships. His father's company faced boycotts. Preston's acceptance to Harvard Law was revoked. Every university he applied to Googled his name and found the recording. He works at a small accounting firm now, in a position his father had to beg for. I graduated summa cum laude, gave the real valedictorian speech, and thanked Preston in it. To those who tried to eliminate the competition instead of being better, thank you for teaching us that integrity beats privilege every time. Preston's mother sent me an apology letter, said she was proud that someone stood up to her husband and son's toxic entitlement. She included a check for my law school books. I cashed it. It seemed only fair that Whitmore finally contributed to education instead of corrupting it.